greatest archer, Robin of Locksley.
My king, can you move?
It's too late. My time has come. But don't despair.
The war.
The war is lost.
And what about England?
My brother, John, will take the crown. He will lead England into a new era.
No!
Robin, John has what it takes to be a truly great king.
You are a truly great king.
I tried my best. Now, bring me the man that dealt me my final blow. I want to forgive him, set him free. May the final act of my life be mercy.
Goodbye, my king.
Good evening, and hello to all of you watching at home. My name is Lewis Coverdale, historian, archaeologist, and professor. I am often referred to as Britain's answer to Indiana Jones by my mum, whilst my colleagues refer to me as Britain's answer to who should we avoid sitting with at lunch. Yes, my work in Britain, and indeed all around the world, has alienated me from the academic community. I've been ridiculed by historians of every nation. Is it because my methods are unorthodox? Is it because I once claimed that Tutankhamun's bathrobe was buried underneath a giant tiger parking lot, prompting an archaeological dig that caused $90,000 worth of irreversible damages and ultimately yielded 0 historically accurate results? Or have I been ostracized by my peers because I have, once and for all, answered one of history's most legendary questions? I'll be honest, it's mostly the giant tiger thing, but I'm not here today to talk about my failures. I'm here to discuss my greatest success, answering the question, who is Robin Hood? Now, some believe he was a French nobleman. Most are under the impression that he was a man of English folklore, and one confused woman I spoke to believed he was a star of porn. Though, upon further research, I'm pretty sure she was referring to the 1970s adult filmmaker Throbbing Wood. An easy mistake to make, as Throbbing Wood was also followed by a group of merry men. There are some things we know for certain about Robin Hood, like the time at which his legend began. The earliest mention of Robin Hood was in 1199 AD, during King Richard's crusades across Europe. Now, during the crusades, an estimated 4 million people were killed. But someone else was born, Robin Hood. And whether or not you believe he was a real person, there is no doubt that his legend was a very real antidote to the tragedy of the Crusades. Here are some other things we know for certain about my friend Robin. He never gave up, so we know he wasn't French. He was from the medieval times, so we know he had bad teeth. He was English, so we know he had bad teeth. He had a band of outlaws. He was in love with a woman named Maid Marian, and he was the sworn enemy of the Sheriff of Nottingham. Now, you may be thinking, does Lewis know all of this for certain? Let me assure you, my research is airtight. I've read over a dozen ballads. I've written thesis papers on 7 separate novels, and I watched that one Throbbing Wood film at least 40 times. Yes. We've just seen a depiction of Robin's final act as a soldier of the Crusades, witnessing the death of his beloved King Richard. Today, we're going to follow Robin as he returns to England and witness his own death at the hands of the evil Sheriff of Nottingham. Yes, in a brutal fight, Robin's life comes to an end when the Sheriff plunges his sword deep into Robin's guts, spilling blood upon the floor of Sherwood Forest. It's a tragedy that, defines the tale of Robin. And when he dies, he,
That's not what happened!
Sorry, everyone. Not sure what that was. Anyway. Who are you? How long have you been in there? I got changed in there before the show. I didn't have time and I went to the bathroom in there.
It is I, Robin Hood.
Okay. I guess someone's playing a joke on me.
This is no joke. I never died at the hands of the sheriff. I don't like it when misinformation is spread about my life. If I had died, then how am I here now?
What? That was like 900 years. Okay. Don't know why I'm playing into this. Hey, you are not Robin Hood. And by the way, man, this presentation is my life's work.
Well, when your life's work is about my life, surely I'm entitled to an opinion.
All right, enough. Seriously. So, can you get this guy out of here, please?
Why, hello and good day to you all. I am Robin Hood. Now, before I get into my tale, I was
Stop. You are not Robin Hood. Whoever you are, enough, please.
You were a fool. I am the real Robin Hood. Who else could I possibly be?
I don't know, but you're not the English folklore hero from 900 years ago.
And how do you know that?
Because I've spent my life studying the man, and it was 900 years ago.
Well, it seems to me that you didn't study hard enough. For I am Robin Hood, the famous hero whose story began 800 years ago. But not now.
Right, fine. Do you really think you know Robin Hood better than me?
Yes, that's exactly why I'm here. If you're going to tell my story, it should be correct.
I am telling it correctly. I've read countless tales and ballads of his history. How many Wikipedia articles did you read, huh?
Now, I'm not sure who this philosopher Wikipedia is. What I do know is that many cheap theater productions often butcher my life's tale. Yes, I stole from the rich and gave to the poor. A mantra that is just as important in today's world of taxation and mistreatment of the working class. The stories of my life have been watered down, romanticized. For me, it was very real and very bloody.
Bloody. No. I've read multiple accounts. All of them say that Robin Hood only used violence when absolutely necessary because he didn't want to kill another Englishman. In fact, look at this. Yes. Here's one account. The king's men took all the crops from a group of farmers. Robin stole the royal caravan and left the king's men tied to a tree to be found later, nice and peaceful. Is that not the case?
Well, yes. I did leave the king's men tied to a tree, but then the farmers found them, beat them with their shovels and sticks.
Oh.
They then dragged them back to town by the ropes and tied them, and then they hung them up for everyone.
All right, that's enough. You don't have to keep explaining.
Clearly I do, because what you're saying isn't completely true. Now let me take this over and give these people the truth they've come for. It all started when I joined the Crusades.
I've already done the Crusades bit.
You told the tale of King Richard's death, but you never mentioned the spring of everlasting life.
Hang on a second. Spring of everlasting life?
I'm sorry, I've gotten a little carried away, everyone. I apologize for that. I'll mention no more in the spring of everlasting life.
No, mention some more. I've never heard of that.
Fine. King Richard spent the last couple of years before his death in search of the spring of everlasting life. A well of water that could grant the drinker a most beautiful gift.
The gift of everlasting life?
I thought you'd never heard of it. Anyways, enough on this topic. I didn't get your name.
My name is Lewis.
Enough, Lucas. Everlasting life was King Richard's dream, not mine. If you wish me to be a part of this, then I will need to tell my story, not his.
I do not wish for you to be a part of this. I am still in no way convinced that you are the real Robin Hood.
Then I'll tell the tale of my return to England. And perhaps, when you see how I suffered, then you'll believe me.
Sure. Fine.
So, after grieving the loss of our warrior king, the army began its march back to England. It was brutal. We'd lost a third of our remaining men on the way back to injury, disease, and just straight up exhaustion. It wasn't until we had crossed the English Channel and made it ashore that I felt any sense of relief. Although, once I arrived back in Nottingham, those feelings were quickly replaced with anger. To this day, I sometimes still feel angry when I think back to this part of my life. How young I was, what the war had done to me, and how my country decided to repay my deeds in battle. I came home to find all my land sold to another, You best believe I was upset. So I wasted no time in letting the sheriff know my feelings.
Ah, Sir Robin, what has brought you to my court today?
I served our king and country in war and got nothing to show for it but scars. My family home, Locksley House, was stolen whilst I was away. That's why I'm here.
Well, you're certainly deserving of a soldier's wage. Once you leave here, head on over to...
I want Locksley House. I want my land. And I want it now.
Now, I don't know who you think you are.
I'm Robin of Locksley.
You are Robin of Nowhere. Whilst you and Richard were away, bleeding this country dry, Prince John, now King John, drew up a new law. This law clearly states that when a landowner leaves for war, or any other reason, and significant time passes without word from said owner, that land is now owned by the Crown to do with as they please. Therefore, Robin of Nowhere, your land would have been sold.
I know it was sold. I figured that out when I returned from years of fighting and found a real estate agent putting up a full rent sign in the window. This law is foolish and unjust. Oh, goodness.
So I thought I'd shave.
Get out of here, that was a creepy video.
Look, you must not question the decisions and laws of our new king. You have not been in England for some time, Sir Robin. Richard left to play his military games, and he left all his lords and ladies in charge to keep this country prospering.
You still have no right. I want what is mine, what has been in my family for generations.
Unfortunately, there is nothing I can do about it, as I do not think the new owner of Locksley House, King John himself, is interested in selling. But worry not. You shall be granted a place to stay. Nothing in comparison to Locksley House, of course, but I think it shall suffice. Oh yes, and the soldier's wages for the time you were away. What was your rank again?
I'm Robin of Locksley, former captain of the archers in the King's Guard.
Wonderful. I'll have my treasurer draw up the documents. Thank you for your service, Robin of Nowhere. Next!
You're on your own, Robin. Said that to myself many times in my life. When my father died, when King Richard died, when I left the army, and, well, when I lost my home. I was escorted to my new place in Nottingham, a small house that belonged to another sad chap who'd lost his life in the war. 4 walls, a roof, and a door. I knew I should have been grateful to have anywhere to live at all, but with how my entire life had changed, how easily my service was forgotten, it was something that I'd never forgive. You're on your own, Robin.
It really is you. Treated just as terribly as I'd read. But I had no idea that it was King John that moved into Locksley House.
He didn't just move in.
No?
He divided the land up and built townhouses to rent out.
Oh, yeah. Let me guess, the rent is astronomical?
It was, yes.
Yeah.
And it increased every year for no reason.
Some things never change. Anyway, I do know from my research that the disgrace by the sheriff and the king is what led you to begin gathering up your famous merry men.
Yeah.
Yes, the first, of course, being Little John, who you met on the
actually,
bridge.
just getting a little carried away there. I didn't form my gang then. It was about a month or so later. You see, I was just trying to settle into my new life when soldiers came knocking at my door looking for rent. I told them that this must be a mistake, as the sheriff had gifted me this place due to the mix-up with my last one. They told me that the sheriff never makes mistakes. That's when I truly knew he was a no-good lying son of a bitch.
Then what did you do?
I did the bravest and most honorable thing I've ever done in my life. I ran away. I didn't dare look back as I made my way through the town, staying out of sight until I made it to the edge of Sherwood Forest.
And then you formed your gang.
Yes, it is now that point in the story. Thank you, Lucas. Now, before I get into this, I just want to warn you that...
do you mind if I do my notes on this section?
But you've literally got me, Robin Hood.
Yeah, but I've done a lot of work on this. I think maybe some of it deserves to be shared.
Sure, okay, yeah, sure, that's not a problem.
Oh, thank you for letting me speak during my show. Now, when Robin Hood went about forming his gang, he already had a few
Okay,
people...
you know what? That wasn't great.
Okay.
Anyway, I got this.
Unbelievable.
Goodness. So yes, from my hidden encampment in Sherwood, I brought together a band of men to join me in the fight against King John, the sheriff, and anyone who dared try and stop us. My group of outlaws and outcasts, my merry men of Sherwood. There was Little John, Friar Tuck, Will Scarlet, Much the Miller's son, and of course, the musician, Alan Adale. I still remember the first time I met him.
I am Alan Adale. Let's set sail. I have the musical goods in the woods. I am the forest bard who is hard. Adventure is coming. I am coming. Alan Adale.
Why is the bard so far from Nottingham?
Oh, the saints! Make a habit of sneaking up on people.
I do when they're wailing bad tunes in my forest. Now answer the question.
If you must know, a knight of the king has stolen my true love. I'm too embarrassed to sing in the city anymore. Wait, your forest? Are you? You are, aren't you? Robin of Locksley, soldier turned outlaw.
The very same. You know, I could use a man of music in my group. Someone to regale the world with tales of our heroic deeds.
Why not? I think we could make a good team. La la da da dee dee, la da da dee dee, la la da da dee dee, a diddle diddle dee.
My name is Sir Robin, the hero of Sherwood. I roam around the forest, a force for all things good.
His name is Sir Robin, the hero of Sherwood. He roams around the forest, a force for all things good.
My love, her name is Marion, she's a fair and noble maid. And my band of outlaws will fight when evil invades.
He says he loves this Marion, but I know Robin Hood. He's never kissed a woman, and he lives with 4 guys in the woods.
I'll fight the evil sheriff, it's the people that I serve. I'll kill the snooping singer, he's getting on my nerves.
All right. Tell us how you met that drunken beast, Little John, then.
Good day, King Hader.
That's treasonous talk, you tiny creep.
In hindsight, probably not the best way to start a conversation.
Tell me what you want before I bash your skull in.
It's Robin, remember? We played in this very creek as boys. Robin of Locksley. It's me, John.
Little John. Only my mother calls me John. Robin, eh? I vaguely remember. Tell me what you want. Now.
Seems we've both been slighted by our fellow king and sheriff. I want to revolt. I have big plans, and I'm looking for a trustworthy group.
Well, you've come to the wrong place, because I don't trust anyone. Not anymore. This could all be some set-up by your sheriff. No matter. I'll beat the truth out of you myself.
Wait, this isn't right. We were using swords.
No matter. I'll slice the truth out of you myself.
Wait, or was it guns?
No matter. I'll shoot the truth out of you myself.
Wait. I was right the first time. It was just sticks.
For God's sake, I thought you knew what happened because you'd lived it all.
Sorry, 800 years may have taken a slight toll on my memory.
Do you even remember who won this fight on the bridge?
I did, of course.
No, you didn't, Robin. I've read this tale many times. It says that Little John beat you. Why don't we just bring Little John out and ask him, eh? Huh?
What? How is that possible? Little John can't be a part of your show.
Yeah, I was just joking. Calm down.
I buried him 800 years ago. He never drank from the spring of everlasting life.
Calm down. I was just joking. Wait, spring of everlasting... Do you drink from the spring of everlasting life?
Well, no one did. And Little John didn't beat me.
Yes, he did. Please, just tell the truth.
I'm sorry. You're right. He did beat me that day on the bridge, and because of that, he joined me, because he thought I needed all the help I could get.
Thank you.
Who goes there?
The name is Will Scarlet, the deadliest man with a knife in all of Nottingham.
Deadly with a knife, you say?
The deadliest man with a knife in all of Nottingham, yes.
And what does the deadliest man with a knife in all of Nottingham think of the sheriff?
That foul villain took away my land and framed me for a murder I had no part in.
It's not that funny.
Come on then, small man. Let us see your deadly knife skills.
Well, I am the deadliest man with a knife
In all of Nottingham. Yes, you had mentioned. Say, if you're actually any good, you can join our fight against the sheriff.
You asked for it. Thank you, thank you.
He's dead.
Wow, he is deadly. Mr. Scarlet, you're hired.
So who's this then?
Man of God, I hope. Apparently he's been helping the local villagers get food and drink when they can't afford it anymore. Shh, disturb us praying.
My child, I was not praying. I was merely ordering on Uber Eats.
Is that what you're using the church donations for?
No, I was using the sheriff's credit card.
Forgive me, Father.
Father? I didn't know he was your dad.
No, Father. It's a religious term. Forgive him, Father.
Oh, no, I'm no father. I'm a friar.
A friar? Oh, well, fried food does not agree with me, and I am not that hungry.
No, I am Friar Tuck. I'm a sort of a monk, you see?
I'm confused.
He's a little slow.
Forgive me.
You're forgiven. Forgive us, Friar.
Well, you're forgiven. Forgive me.
You're
forgiven.
And forgive us, God. You are all forgiven. Now shut the hell up! See? Forgiveness all around.
Anyways, what was it that you two wanted to speak to me about? A church donation, perhaps?
Those the church donations that should be finding their way to the king, but instead end up in the pockets of your villagers?
Who are you?
We're no friends of the king, that's for sure.
We heard you've been secretly taking the church donations and using it to buy food and drink for the less fortunate. We'd like to help.
Lovely. Well, anyways, we'll have to discuss this later. Athelstan will almost be here.
Is he another monk?
Oh, no, he's my Uber Eats driver.
Hey, I have a delivery for an F Tuck.
And bless you, child. Bless you most of all.
Hello,
Sorry, how old are you?
14.
Yeah, a 14-year-old fighting with you in the woods?
Well, if it makes it any better, he was 10 when he joined.
Yeah, that doesn't make it any better. Sorry, much. Does he treat you all right? Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, doesn't say much. Much.
Much the miller's son is maybe my favorite of the merry men. He's brave, thoughtful, and there isn't anyone in Sherwood Forest that I respect more. When I brought him on,
Really?
would you not interrupt me, you little twerp?
He doesn't seem very mature to be in a gang of outlaws.
Maybe not, but his tale is tragic. Much the miller's son, believe it or not, is the son of the miller.
Yeah, I'd work that out.
He joined us when his father was captured by the sheriff for avoiding the wheat tax. We launched a daring rescue mission to find the miller.
Well, how did it go?
Not well. We found him dead. The sheriff's men had starved him. A man who had spent his life grinding flowers so the town could eat had died because they wouldn't feed him.
Strange, though. I always thought Much the Miller's son was a fellow soldier of yours in the Crusades. That's how it is in this book, anyway. Well, I based all my research on a book that isn't true.
Books, books, books. Back in the medieval times, barely anyone could read. I sure couldn't. Life wasn't so bad, was it?
I mean, life was probably the worst it's ever been in human history. I think. I don't even know anymore. All my research could have been wrong. Did you even steal from the rich and give to the poor?
Of course I did.
Oh, good. I just saw that. Wait, how'd you get photos up here?
I've lived a long time and learned many things along the way, including how to make a kick-ass photo montage recreating the best of times with the merry men. So, as you can see, we started with the unfair tax on our farmers. As the tax collectors in their wagons entered my woods, we made sure that they never got out. Wheat, cheese, baked goods, you name it, we stole it. And delivered it to the people it belonged to, of course. Yes. Then Little John said, "We're already drunk off the thrill of stealing. Why not steal liquor and get drunk as well?"
Is that really sustainable?
Well, got a good reception from the fellows, and if I may be honest, I quite like the idea as well.
So no, it's not sustainable.
No. We had such an abundance of booze that we were drunk for about a month straight. We barely got anything done, but the bonds we made would go on to last a lifetime. As you can see here, we did awaken in this drunken stupor, and then we set our eyes into the main prize, gold. We began by robbing anyone of wealth traveling through our lands. Ones who supported the king, of course. It wasn't long after this that we set our biggest plan in motion. Any guesses on that story?
Well, what I have is that you robbed the royal caravans that took tax funds from York and everywhere in between down to London. Caravans that passed right through your territory.
That's exactly it, actually. Wow.
And,
Sorry,
hang on, I got a note. Something in this other book.
What do you mean?
One second.
Well,
Let me see.
fine.
Along with robbing the tax caravans, Robin Hood and his gang also stole gold coins, artifacts, and books from a multitude of churches. Oh, that can't be right. Churches. That stains the legacy a little bit.
Hey, these were the churches funneling money right to the king. At the end of the day, we did what we had to do. The rich wouldn't miss their donations, and the people I gave it to would be forever grateful.
Maybe I should work on my research.
Maybe you should. So yes, we stole from the rich and gave to the poor. It was my duty, nay, my honor, to take gold from those who had too much and deliver it into the hands of wretched unfortunates. Just like some of you out there now. I apologize, but it's quite true. Now, I heard how much they were charging for this show and thought it was absolutely appalling, so the show itself, not the price, but I thought I'd give you some of your money back. Some of you are quite far. We've got a couple people here, though. Look, I'll give some money. Look at that. Maybe throw one up there. I don't know. Maybe you can get that. I don't know. Oh, that was close, I think. This doesn't feel real. Let me check this, make sure it's real. Oh. It isn't. You're welcome, still, for the fake money. Oh, God. Now, my story isn't quite over. For you see, the sheriff's taxation and ruthless rule over the people was all an attempt to gain the favor of another. Someone who did not take too kindly to our heroic deeds. Someone who was using the sheriff as a battering ram to smash the will of the English people and prevent an uprising. King Richard's brother and successor, the wicked King John.
Help is around. John!
Yes, my king.
Bring the sharp knife here, and quick, or I'll have your head.
And do what with it?
And cut it off. Oh, can't get staff these days.
Here's your staff, my king.
That is not what I meant. Now get here, Sheriff, now!
Yes, my king, right away.
My lord! My lord! My lord!
I am not a lord. I am a king.
You're a king? Have you pulled a muscle, my lord?
No, not a king, the king. And you are an idiot. Why have I not received the church donations yet?
A band of outlaws, my king. They've attacked churches all through Nottingham. Their leader is quite unruly, to say the least.
He's a thieving bastard. Who is he?
His name is Robin Hood, the former owner of Locksley House.
Also, this is revenge for me claiming his home.
Well, he's also loyal to King Richard.
My brother is dead. I am king now.
Yes, it seems Robin has forgotten.
Well, you have allowed him to forget. I cannot rule without your help, and you are making me look weak.
I am sorry, my king.
So far, my rule has been fair and just.
Just what?
Just nice, overall. But no longer. Where is this thief?
Somewhere in Sherwood Forest.
Well, there must be someone who he is close to, someone we can use to lure him out.
There is one, actually. Maid Marian.
Oh, this man presents himself as a real working-class hero, but he has a maid?
What? No, she's a noble woman.
Perfect. Capture this Marion, and we will have our Robin Hood.
Yes, my lord.
I am a king!
Sir, your Uber Eats is here.
Hey, I have a delivery for a Lord John.
Over his head.
Damn those evil tyrants! How dare they even think of hurting Marion? Oh, my Marion. She was the jewel of Nottingham. Her hair, her eyes, her cheeks, her smile. Oh, she was the most beautiful woman there ever was. I could really say the most beautiful woman in England. What? That's as good as women get in medieval England. I cherish Marion with all my beating heart, and as long as I live, I shall never forget our love. After years of adventures and courtship, we got married in the village of Edwinstowe. The ceremony was performed by Friar Tuck. We drank wine, ate wild boar, and danced the night away.
Oh, dear Robin, what a wonderful night.
It certainly has been, Marion. I'm so lucky to have you as my wife.
And I am so lucky that I, a rich noble woman with 15 servants, can give all of that up to live with my criminal husband in the woods.
This is what you want, isn't it, Marion?
Robin, my father received death threats just because I wouldn't marry the Sheriff of Nottingham. You risked death just to spend one night with me. My place is beside you.
Oh, good. I've got many adventures ahead of me, and someone needs to stay home and look after the animals.
Animals? No, I wish to help those in need. I wish to nurse the sick and the injured. I wish to strangle the sheriff with my bare hands.
That'll never happen.
Oh, Robin, you're so sexist. This is 1200 AD. Women should be allowed to murder high-ranking political figures just the same as men.
You're one crazy bitch. Now come, Marion. Sing with me.
Robin, I don't sing. I'm shy.
Marion, we are alone in the forest of Sherwood. No one will hear. No one will judge you. And if you sing from your heart, you will always sound beautiful. No. Don't go breaking my heart.
I could if I tried. Well, what do we have here?
Robin, hide!
Maid Marian. Oh, I've heard many tales of your beauty. Oh, tales which seem to have been greatly exaggerated. Well, I've heard about your wedding to the outlaw, Robin Hood. Tell me where he is, or I've no choice but to lock you away.
I have no idea what you're talking about, my lord.
I am not a lord, I am a king of England. Tell me where he is now.
I'd risk death just to not betrayed, Robin.
Careful what you wish for, fair maiden. Down, throw her in the tower.
What's wrong with him?
I'm sorry. I was crying with it. Jesus Christ, man, pull yourself together. Throw her in the tower. Right away, my king.
Oh, my love, Marion, taken by the king. Oh, I'm such a fool. I warned her it was dangerous to be with me, no matter how exciting it is to be with a bad boy. After all, there's nothing sexier than a homeless criminal. But at the end of the day, I am a wanted man, and she is a noble woman. Marion knew the risks, stuck by me, but now to my dismay, she is gone. Oh, you're on your own, Robin. Again. Oh, King John has shown no concern for his people's well-being. Whether it be taxing us to death, capturing an innocent woman, where does he draw the line? He hunts me like an animal, whilst him and the sheriff enjoy their riches. Riches they take from people who are just trying to survive. I've had enough of it. I must strike now and save Marion. Now I made my way back to my encampment where I told my men what had just happened. They were quick to gather their things for this daring rescue mission. A most important one yet. With anger coursing through our veins, we made our way through Sherwood Forest and settled on the outskirts of Nottingham. So, historian, would you care to tell us what comes next in my master plan?
Sure. Well, what I have is that Robin infiltrated the sheriff's keep, found Marion in the dungeons, and then...
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Telling them what I know.
I told you to say what comes next. Yeah. Not spoil the ending of the story for everyone. Yeah. Listen, just thank your lucky stars I'm here. The ending I'm about to tell will most certainly be better than whatever you had planned.
Don't know about that. I planned to summarize what we learned, and then I was going to open it up to questions from the audience.
Oh, thank God I'm here then. Listen, we don't want to hear from these people. Trust me, just sit down. Sure. I lived it. Yeah. I'll tell it. You tell it. You're going to love it. Don't worry. Sure. Now, we had to come up with a plan to really stick it to the sheriff and the king. What could be a show of resistance and strength amongst our oppressors? Breaking into the sheriff's keep, stealing from his treasury, and rescuing Marion is what? I think...
What, you don't have a photo montage for this bit?
Look, we had to make a few budget cuts somewhere. How else could I have afforded such an awesome dialect coach for the show?
Yeah, right.
Anyways, the plan had to be something quick. Give him no time to realize we are coming. Everyone had their specific roles. Friar Tuck smuggled weapons into the local churches for commoners who wanted to fight back. Alan and Dale visited the pubs of Nottingham to rally the patrons and cause a distraction for the castle guards.
Yeah, sorry. What did you have that poor little lad Much doing?
It's like you think I abused this poor kid. I told you all, I respected him most of all. He actually had the most important role. He carefully planted wool blankets soaked in oil and fat, setting them ablaze to cause yet another distraction.
Oh my God, it sounds like a bit of a dangerous thing for a 14-year-old boy to be doing.
Don't worry, we knew what we were doing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, we did. That's what I do now. You forget, he had 4 years under our service. He knew the craft of war quite well. Now, with most of the sheriff's guards dealing with the mayhem my merry men had caused in Nottingham, it was time for us to make our move. Little John and I entered the castle unfazed, and then we went our separate ways. He went down to the dungeons to find and rescue Marion, whilst I stalked the castle looking for the sheriff's treasury. Killing any guard along the way, may I add. It was during this time that I stumbled upon the sheriff's chambers, and I found him cowering away.
Guards! Guards! Where are you? Robin Hood, what have you done to my god?
You mean this guy?
You'll pay for this, I swear. I'll string you up in the town for all to see.
The rebellion my men and I have started will never end, as long as the rich keep taking from the poor.
You're delusional. Your rebellion will die right alongside you, Robin of Nowhere.
I won't be the one to die here today.
Yeah, fair enough, okay.
Where are all my guards?
The town's on fire. It's chaos out there.
Do your damn job and protect me!
Yes, sir. Very sorry, sir.
You are nothing. You're Robin of Nowhere.
I am Robin of Locksley.
Robin! Robin!
And that is how I was rid of my mortal enemy, the sheriff, once and for all. Now you may wonder about King John. He had the power of all that came with being king, but didn't have the guts to do anything with it, which was why he used the sheriff for his bidding. Safe to say, my merry men and I would face no more trouble from him, out of fear that he may face the same fate. With the king of no concern, the sheriff dead, and his treasure vault empty, we had more gold than we could have ever imagined. After distributing some to all of Nottingham, we took our fair share and went back off into the woods, living out our days, being able to do as we pleased, happy and free.
And how did you die, Robin?
Lewis, that's a good...
Are you sure you didn't die that day? That wound is looking pretty bad.
I don't remember that happening.
Well, like you said earlier, 800 years takes a toll on your memory. It's okay, Robin. You killed the sheriff, the king lost his strength. I can understand wanting to tell a version of the story where you got away with it all, but I think in reality, you died here too. Sorry.
It's not what happened. You're wrong. You've been wrong many times tonight.
Yeah, well, so have you.
Nothing I said was wrong. Life was gruesome in the medieval times. My love for Marion was pure. King John was evil, and the sheriff did not kill me. I didn't die because I can't die. I'm sorry it took so long to admit, but I did find the spring of everlasting life, and I drank from it. I'm
There is no such thing as the spring of everlasting life. If there was, I would have stumbled upon it during my research. It was fun to go along with and play make-believe, but I am a historian. It's my job to separate fact from fiction, okay?
I am telling you the truth. I must be. I can't die. I have to make sure that my stories are passed down through the ages. People have to know that you can fight back against the highest powers in the world. And even when you're facing the greatest of odds, love and kindness will always prevail. If I'm dead, I will be a hero for those who have nothing. None of you really think I'm dead, do you?
Robin, you are dead. You have been for a long time. But your legend lives on, as strong as ever. Look, it's not every day you get to hang out with someone from history, let alone someone you've studied for over a decade. This presentation wouldn't have been half as good without you. You are annoying. But you're also persistent, and you're brave, you're good. Robin, you're many things, but immortal is not one of them. You don't have to worry about that, though. Your memory and your legacy, they live on. Since the Crusades, your story hasn't stopped being told. You truly have gone down as one of the most prolific heroes there ever was. People will never forget you. And if we're lucky, well, then it might just be a little like it. I'm sorry, Robin, but no one here really believes you're still alive. You're on your own. Robin? Robin? He's gone. Who is Robin Hood? A hero. A loyal man of Nottingham. A true English nobleman. A voice for the downtrodden, the lost, the forgotten. Maybe even a friend. I'm not sure how Robin appeared here with us today, but if I'm understanding the subtext of this show correctly, and I think I am because I wrote it, the spring of everlasting life is a metaphor for how the legend of Robin Hood never dies. How when the poor, the oppressed need a hero, he'll be there. I'm not sure how Robin appeared here with us today and told his own story himself. It was strange. It was magical. But if I'm honest, I do hope it never happens again, because, you see, next week I've got a different lecture on another hero of English folklore, and I really wouldn't want it to get interrupted, so...
It is I, King Arthur!
Oh, for God's sake!
Shwing!